it's Susan Trombetti here from exclusivematchmaking.net, and I'm recapping last night's episode of The Bachelorette along with my dating advice for the week. So, last night were the 4 hometown dates, and a little heartbreak as well as a jealous friend. So let's talk about it. We had Garrett, Jason, Blake, and Colton for the hometown dates. And it was very interesting because I gotta say, if I was a parent and you brought me home Becca, I'd want to be knowing real quick. Hey, I saw you on TV, engaged and crying to Ari in March, and this is July. How am I supposed to believe you're now in love with my son? Well, most of them didn't go there, but maybe one did. Really interesting because it gets real when you come home for the hometown dates for sure. But let's talk about my dating advice for the week. Tia, well, let's just say the girls from last season of The Bachelor with Ari returned. I don't know what they were there for. I'm sure the producers set it up, but they returned. And Tia decided to say that she actually had feelings that she didn't let on before about Colton. Well, what I gotta say about that is, Tia, keep it to yourself, okay? If Colton wanted to be with you, he wouldn't have gone on The Bachelorette, all right? Colton didn't get the rose. This supposedly had nothing to do with Tia's confession, but now we know Tia's a snake. And let's not forget, as some of my fans in the Twitter universe told me last night, Tia was underhanded in last season of The Bachelorette, and I'm remembering that now, how she tried to run Becca Martinez under the bus. So apparently she's either got a thing for people named Becca, trying to run them under the bus, or she's not a true friend. Ladies, beware, not all your girlfriends have your best interest at heart. So anyway, supposedly last night when Colton was sent home and he didn't get a rose, it had nothing to do with Tia's confession. But I'm not so sure, and I wonder how Colton feels about that now that he has actually had a chance to see that play out on TV afterwards. So let's talk about the hometown dates. First, she went home with Garrett. His family couldn't quit reminding her of how he had his heart broken. But he was kind of sweet. He was planting her little rose bush so he could give her roses forever, and they were up on the tractor making out, planting tomatoes. She really could see herself fitting in with the family. Next, she went to Buffalo and the Anchor Bar. And oh my God, I love the wings at the Anchor Bar. So that must have been a fun date, and it looked like a fun date. And then she went home with Jason's family. And Jason's mother was lovely. But, okay, this is what I picked up. Jason's mother asked kind of like, have you made a decision yet? Do you know which way you're going? So in that moment, I could tell Jason's the next one out, okay? She likes Jason. I'm amazed that Jason got this far with his kissing and the last kind of minute chemistry that popped up there. I'm amazed that Jason's there and Colton's not there. You know, but they had a great time skating and kissing, and his family was great, of course. And she has all this undeniable chemistry with him too, but I don't think he's around much longer. That's my take. The next person that she went home with was Blake. And oh, Blake is such a sweet guy. And I really thought this family situation, the hometown date with the family, was going to be a hot mess. Because remember, Blake told all about his mother cheating and blah, 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 blah. I loved his mother. What can I say? She brought it up. She was on point. How do you feel about my son? And what about this other engagement? I loved her, but of course she won over Blake's family, and he's great. He's like, life is a gift. I mean, this is really who's left that she should pick, okay? Which brings me to, I think once again, she had said something about Garrett and how he feels like home and reminds her of her dad, and we all marry guys that remind us of our dad. I just think in this case that the chemistry that she thinks she feels with Garrett is a mistake that a lot of people make. Maybe that relationship is maybe that relationship isn't there as much. It's that familiarity that she's feeling. But what can I say? We're gonna have to wait to find out. So the last hometown date was with Colton. Colton's dad stole the scene there, and I think he was as much the reason that Becca didn't pick him. Actually, actually, he was probably the reason, like she said, that she did not pick Colton for the rose, because he said, if you don't know it's my son, spare him the heartache now, you know, and don't pick him, please don't. And so he was great in that sense. You know, her charm wasn't working on him too much, but they did have a great time, an undeniably great time at the children's hospital. I mean, this guy is a catch. I still can't believe he went home. We have to see what happens, but I believe that if she goes with Garrett, like I'm thinking, and that's the winner of this, that either Blake or Colton will be the next Bachelor. And oh my God, those two guys are incredible. Here are my picks, okay? Next week, I think that Jason's gonna go home. We're gonna be left with Blake. We're gonna be left with Garrett. I think she's gonna pick Garrett for the whole thing. I'm sure he's a nice guy, but we can see Blake and Colton were way nicer people and better catches. And that's my take this week on The Bachelorette. Once again, this is Susan Trombetti from exclusivematchmaking.net. Follow me on Twitter at exclusive_match. I'll be live tweeting on Monday nights during The Bachelorette. And don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and like my videos. Thanks and have a great week.